What's up, everybody? Happy Tag Team Thursday. Yeah, we've been going on now since 6:30. You guys already know the drill. We kicked this thing off over at Just a Rican and his comics, and then we went over to John's Comics with Kids. From there, we went to Old Wolf 65, then over to Dan at Comic Shop News, and then Brandon over at ComixKings. So I'm sure you guys have been jumping back and forth through all the channels. And if you're new, this is kind of a thing we've been doing now for a while, Tag Team Thursday. As I said, it starts over at Rod's channel, so make sure you check those out if you missed the replays. I put all the links in the description below. Take a moment, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Really appreciate everybody and hope that everybody's been having a good week. Finally, we're about to go into Friday. Excited for WandaVision. Looking forward to a lot of exciting stuff. I just saw news like literally 15 minutes ago. I think it's been out for an hour or whatever, but Disney Insider just talking about the X-Men coming to the MCU. I don't know if you guys saw that. Let me know in the chat. Anyways, we will get into that at some other point in time. Today, I'm going over my six books that I want to talk a little bit about on what I've read from just this past Wednesday. So many good books that came out. These are 6 books that I'm going to dive into. None of them are, I don't think any of them are DC, actually. And which is kind of crazy because I do want to read a couple of DC books, including Swamp Thing is definitely on my list. So yeah, I'm looking it over right now. Got a lot of indies, a lot of Marvel. So we will dive into that momentarily. Just want to say a quick hello to the chat. Let's see. We'll start up at the top here. Al Strand's comic in the house. What's going on, man? Have a blast. I'll try to pop in later. Absolutely, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in and catching the replay. Let's see. We got PJ King. Enter said, man. That's right. Warming up in the bullpen. PJ's been with us the entire time. I see Flash by Night has been hanging out with us all evening, as well as Todd Christian. Hello, sir. Appreciate all you guys that have been hanging out with the whole crew. Tag Team Thursday. It's been so much fun. We got Brandon, who was just on. Make sure you guys catch his replay if you missed it. Brandon, nice job, man. Always love the energy that you bring. We got Gomez in the house. What's going on, Gomez? Good to see you, my friend. We also got Eric in the house. Azor's Tiger was just on with Travel and Root Beer's YouTube channel talking about X-Men. So I caught a little bit of it. Definitely going to go back and catch the rest of the replay. So if you guys like X-Men, go check out Travel and Root Beer. Go check out Azor's Tiger, his interview with him. They talked X-Men. So it looked like it was a good time. So thanks for stopping in, man. We got Simple Simon in the house as well. What's going on, Simple Simon? Digger Jim. Hello, Jim. Fable, what's up, man? You've been hanging out with us this entire time too. I appreciate the support. Thought I was subbed up now. I appreciate that, man. I'm pretty sure I'm subbed up to you, but I will double check after this just to make sure. But I do appreciate the support, my friend. So let's see. I think we got everybody at. Oh no, whoop, it just jumped. I just saw Chamorro was in here. Chamorro Cinema, what's up, dude? Caught a little bit of some of your live feeds from earlier in the week, or what was that, Monday or Tuesday? Love all the content you're putting out there, man. Definitely go check out Chamorro Cinema's channel and sub them up if you don't already. Love the quality and everything. Great topics that you're covering over there. Travis M. Travis has been hanging out with us all evening as well. Hello, Travis. And I saw Jeff Schultz representing Chicago. What's up, Jeff? All right. We got Jennifer in the house. What's up, Jennifer? Thanks for stopping in. And there's John. John, make sure you go check your DMs, man. I just sent some crazy stuff, or I tagged you. But apparently X-Men coming to the MCU. I don't know if it's all true or not. I just reshared it because I reshared it. I don't know if it's actually all true. It's from Disney Insider, so they don't lie, right? Disney Insider, they would never lie. Art Chemist in the house. What's going on? And make sure you guys, John is also part of the Tag Team Thursday. Make sure you guys check him out if you haven't already. I know most of you have been with us the entire evening. And Rod, there he is. He's the man that kicks it off every Thursday, 6:30 Eastern time. Our chemist said hello. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. Okay, so I will get back and forth with the chat. Oh, I saw Sean in here too. What's up, Sean? Sean Miller in the house. All right, so let's just jump into the books because I got 6 here. My goal is to keep this, in a reasonable amount of time. I already burned 5 minutes, so my girlfriend's giving me a look. So let's start off with an AWA book. This is what, now I've talked to you guys before about. I'm a big fan of digital reading. at least the experience of it when it comes to reading. So I will always prefer to read digitally, although I do like to collect physically, and still a fan of collecting physical books as well. But I do like this experience. So AWA has been killing it. They just put out this book called Chariot. It is from Brian Edward Hill and Priscilla Petrates. She is awesome. She's done work with Rat Queen, some of the interior work there. So I actually discovered her on Instagram, did work on Rat Queen, found out she was doing Chariot with Brian Hill. And so I wanted to check it out. I was looking forward to this for a couple weeks now, or months. And I have to say this was one of my favorite reads of the week. One of my favorite. I don't know if you guys are reading this. It is about a old what is it, like an old car that was used from the government years ago that was basically turned into this weapon, and it was given to one of their top secret agents, and the agent ended up getting like driven off the road, attacked by whoever the enemy was, and that's the agent here on the front. Her in the car, they go crashing into the water, and essentially she drowns, and that's like just the beginning of the book. Then we flash over to this guy. His name's Jim, who is in the hospital, or he's visiting the hospital because he's visiting his son, who's dealing with cancer, and him and his ex-wife are there to support his son. They don't have a lot of money. In fact, he's borrowed a lot of money from some bad people, and he knows that he's in debt to, again, the wrong crowd. It's essentially a mob of some sort in the future. And he ends up working at like some car shop, and his boss said, anything you can fix, you can keep, or whatever. So of course, this car, the Chariot, has been dropped off at this place. And again, this is like an old war weapon that the government used back in the day. So it's got some powerful stuff about this vehicle. And the mob comes and visits him. He gets in some trouble, and the car ends up turning on, and some crazy stuff happens. I'll kind of leave it at that. It's really, really good. It's only 5 issues. This is the first issue. Again, this is AWA Upshot, so definitely recommend checking this out if you guys are looking for something new, something different. And like I said, it's not too long. It's going to be 5 issues altogether. So beautiful artwork inside. Absolutely loved it. It's a couple different covers for this, but this is the one that I got. Here's kind of the chase, as you can see in the beginning. And she realizes that there's like 3 other people on her. There's a helicopter after her. They blow up a bridge, and yeah, some other crazy stuff. So that's the first book. Definitely recommend it. And just catch up on the chat here. Everybody saying hi to everybody. So, all right, cool. Yeah, Vampirella, I saw that, Jeff. And X-Men, yeah, again, the X-Men is a rumor right now. I mean, I guess everything is a rumor right now, but definitely curious about that. Yeah, so Travis, let's see some more Swamp Thing. So I didn't read any Swamp Thing yet. It is on my list. I downloaded it. I did not read it yet. That's not one that I'll be talking about tonight, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. Ram V, I heard, has been doing some really good stuff. I'm very new to Swamp Thing, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll definitely let you guys know. All right, next book up is let's get into America Chavez, Made in the USA. I don't know if you guys saw this. There was a bunch of different covers for this. I have to say, I loved it. I love the artwork. I don't know much about America Chavez. I should just state that now. I am very new to the character, and I thought that this would be just a cool way to kind of dive into it. And in fact, you do get sort of this flashback origin story of how she came to Earth and met the family that she has now. She has family up in New York, and it takes place with her in this battle scene with some of the West Coast Avengers, and they're fighting these massive moles that were like a science project from or a science experiment from Hydra, from a Hydra base. And so they're like taking out these big moles, and of course there's some whack-a-mole jokes that are involved. But it was definitely a really fun read. And let me see if some of the artwork there, it's really beautiful stuff. But anyway, so halfway through this battle with these big moles, you can see here, she ends up kind of losing her powers for a little bit, and she's not really sure why. She's like flying, and out of nowhere she loses her power, she falls, and all this other stuff. The rest of the team takes care of the battle, but later she has to address some things. Then later she gets a call from her family, or a distress signal, where she has to go rescue them in New York City. She gets a visit also from the webhead himself, Spider-Man. So you get to see a little bit of that in here, but definitely was a fun read. I think this is only 5 issues as well, so highly recommend checking that out, especially if you're new. I mean, if you're new to America Chavez like I am, in terms of reading more about the character, I think it's a good place to jump in. Next up, I will talk about some Star Wars High Republic. I know some people have talked about this already. I absolutely am enjoying this run right here, this series. I've always been intimidated to jump into Star Wars books because there's just so many, and I know they all take place in different time eras and all this stuff. So this is a perfect place to jump in because it starts way before Luke Skywalker or any of those epic stories, and you get brand new characters other than Yoda. Yoda is involved to some degree. He's not in this particular issue, but so this is the 3rd issue here, and starts off with Keeve. Keeve Trennis is the new. She just became a Jedi, and you can basically see that she struggles with some of the things that she has to take on as responsibilities as a Jedi. She's questioning kind of what to do next. They're in this whole predicament right now where they are on a strange planet. They're trying to figure out one of the other Jedi team members went missing, and some people are blaming other people. One of the Jedi are starting to show some dark side to them. Yeah, there's some questions about some of the characters. But anyway, she goes off on her own along with one of the locals and kind of gets into some trouble. We start to figure out what's going on, keeping this kind of vague because if you haven't read it yet. But I do recommend it. The artwork's really good, and the story is really enjoyable. So that is High Republic. How am I doing on time? All right. 7:57, not too bad. Let me see. Fable saying I'm liking most of the Star Wars stuff. Yeah. So I mean, I would love to get into the Vader stuff at some point. I mean, I've always heard good things about some the especially the recent Vader stuff. So, but yeah, I just thought this was a good spot for me to jump in. Let me go back up here a little bit. Jamaro says, I hope this new book gets America more into the mainstream conscious. She's a great character. Yeah, I mean, I think that this definitely can do so. I do know, like I said, I think it's only like a 5-issue series, so I don't know how successful that can help it as opposed to an ongoing. But I know she's had a solo series before. But the artwork is great. I think it's going to turn into something new. There is, I should say, there is of course, there's some villain that we're trying to figure out that's in New York City right now that is in the shadows, so we don't actually know. Damn, I need this book. I think you're talking about America Chavez. There's Tony. What's going on, Tony? Good to see you. Guys, make sure you check out Old Wolf 65. He was our 3rd Tag Team Thursday crew member that was live earlier, or that was premiering earlier. So yeah. Oh yeah, Travis, could see you getting introduced in Miss Marvel project. So I know, isn't there rumor that she will be in the MCU or something like that? I thought that I read that somewhere or heard that somewhere. Oh, here it is. PJ King. Yeah. I believe Marvel is setting up a Young Avengers movie. America Chavez in Doctor Strange, Kate Bishop in Hawkeye show, and then you have Miss Marvel show. Yeah. So that would be really cool. Really, really cool. I'm just trying to get caught up with her as a character. So I'll probably go back and even, read some more older stuff as well. Art Chemist says High Republic's has been good, and Darth Vader as well. Agreed. Definitely been enjoying the High Republics. I do have to read the Adventures one. I haven't read that one yet. All right. So next book up, let's talk about Nocterra. Nocterra, this was from Tony Daniels doing the art, Scott Snyder on the book itself. Beautiful artwork inside, of course. I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this book overall. So this chick right here, her name is Val Riggs. It opens up with her kind of talking about a memory of 10 years ago. There's a significant thing that happened to the world where basically the world went dark, that the sun vanished, or the light vanished, and the entire world went dark. And not only did it go dark, but monsters started to be created based on the darkness. So the only way that these people survive now, or that any human being survives now, is by making sure that you stay in light. So she drives around this big truck that is illuminated completely, and what she does is help transport people and goods to different cities, different areas. So she's essentially a traveler in a way. We get to meet her brother a little bit. Her brother usually is not on the rides with her, but he communicates with her and helps her out anytime she needs help. There is definitely some action involved, and I really like where this went. I won't get too into detail. It was a really good read. Definitely a lot for the first issue. I think there were a lot of things that went on. But yeah, I mean, it was a great setup. So, and this is Image. Yeah. So I think this is going to be an ongoing, and I'm definitely looking forward to more of this. Highly recommend Nocterra. Here's a couple of, let me see if I can get some of the action artwork here. Oh. Yeah, this event that they called it was the PM, where basically everything just went black within 23 minutes. There's her truck that she travels with. So I'm trying to do this with one hand. But anyways, yeah, definitely enjoyed this, and I will be getting the second one. There are a lot of different covers for this too. The Jock cover looked really cool, especially the Virgin variant. Usually not a fan of Virgin variants, but the Jock, the 1 in 75, that looked really cool. Let me see. Oh, let me jump up here real quick. So yeah, Tony Daniels is amazing, definitely, and I know he did a lot of work Batman and stuff like that. I haven't actually read a lot of that, but I know he's very well popular. Miss Marvel just ended. How long do you think till a new #1? Oh, that's a good question. I didn't realize that. See what I like now is you can do a series about a character to get to know them, and then throw them into a movie without setting up a backstory for that character. Yeah, it seems to be. Let me see. Miss Marvel getting okay. PJ saying Miss Marvel getting her own show, and she's going to show up in Captain Marvel 2. Interesting. So yeah. All right. Next one up that I have. Let's see. I got 2 books left. 2 books. And let's jump into Fear Case, because I am loving Fear Case. So if you guys have not read issue #1, this is issue #2. It's by Matt Kint along with Tyler and Hillary Jenkins doing the artwork. I'm kind of hit or miss with the artwork. Some of it works for it. Some of it is a little too corny, though. I don't know how else to say it. It is definitely a really good horror type vibe of a story, though. I know Rod was mentioning it earlier. Fear Case essentially is about this suitcase that is a cause of many destructions in the world throughout history. And the rule basically is if you have this case, you have to give it to someone you hate within the first 3 days that you obtain the case. And if you don't, then it automatically goes to someone you love. And the bad thing is this case is a very evil case, and bad things happen if you have it for too long, or again, if it goes to someone you love. They've shown some really nasty stuff in the first issue and also in the second, now that I think about it. There's definitely a gruesome scene in the second issue. But it's essentially these 2 guys from a Secret Service that are on this case, and they're trying to solve the case of finding Fear Case. And they are very determined. Well, they're determined, but one is kind of thinking it's a BS type of story. The other one is very much into the story and thinking that, or just how important it is, and we got to stop this thing. The other one kind of thinks people are just going nuts to go nuts. And so you see a little struggle between the partners. But they go house to house, or they go case to case, trying to figure out who might have this thing. And all these different people are saying like, "Oh, I had it, but I gave it to my ex fiance or whatever." All these different examples, and they have to like chase this case down. The thing is, they come really close to it in this particular issue. So I'll kind of leave it at that. I think there's only 4 or 5 issues. Someone told me. Not actually sure if how much longer that this is going for, but. Travis says, I sent you the case. Thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, no problem, tomorrow, man. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for hanging out here. So yeah, Fear Case. So this is kind of some of the artwork. Like some of it's fine. Some of it's very, it's good. Oh yeah, it starts out with these 2 guys that are like really creepy watching the 2 Secret Service guys. And he like walks up to him at the truck. He's like, "Can I help you?" And there's some cursing going on and other things. So a little bit of a mystery going on with this case. And I think it's the case itself is actually affecting these guys more than they think, even though it's not even near them. So, okay, last book to wrap it up is, of course, I have to talk about Berserker. So I don't know if you guys have read this yet. I know some of the Tag Team Thursday crew members talked about this. I loved Berserker. I didn't really have any expectations going into it, so I think that was partially what helped. But I mean, it was great. I mean, it's just a great action-packed, balls to the wall type of book. So a lot of violence, definitely not for kids. Do not recommend it for kids. very gruesome. But eventually, or essentially, this is Keanu Reeves. Oh, I should also know. So Keanu Reeves, obviously, he's the one that's writing it. Also assisting is Matt Kint, who was just doing Fear Case. So Matt has been a busy man, and I really like his work. And then Ron Garney is doing the artwork, which I really, really enjoyed on the inside here. So here's just a couple of panels. Definitely looks like it'd be like a Keanu Reeves type of character. But yeah, so I won't share too much of it. But I wasn't sure how it was going to be because I mean I knew it was like action packed, and I thought it was just going to be like I don't know, too overdone, or it's overdone, but too much of just the action pack. But I feel like the way it told the story was really well done. It's essentially him talking to a therapist throughout the book, throughout the battle scenes that you see going on. And the premise of the story is that this man is immortal, essentially. And up until now, he's decided to work with the U.S. government to help them do what they need to do in terms of things with the wars and sending him on dangerous missions. So he's immortal. So he's taking like bullets and arrows and all this crazy stuff and just living through all this stuff, blood gushing, everything. And he's just killing dudes. And then in exchange, the government is trying to help him find a way to maybe not be immortal. It seems that he's struggling with the idea that he is, and that he has been immortal for thousands of years. And he kind of wants to, he wants to be human, from what it seems anyways. She asked him if he's had thoughts of suicide again, things like that. And he explains to her that it's not so much that he's having thoughts of suicide. It's just, it's not that he wants to die. It's just that he wants to be able to die. And so I thought that was a really interesting kind of angle for this character and this story arc. So definitely going to get the second issue. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys are reading it, or if you haven't yet, check it out when you get a chance. Like I said, it is pretty gruesome, so definitely not for kids. But yeah, so that's those are my 6 that I've read so far, anyways, that I'm really enjoying. Definitely would say I recommend if anybody has has planned or is planning to read these. Berserker, Star Wars High Republic 3, Nocterra 1, Fear Case issue number 2, The Chariot, AWA's The Chariot, and then America Chavez. All some really great books. And just a reminder, this is Tag Team Thursday. So guys, we are just wrapping it up here. We kicked it off at 6:30 over on Rod, Just a Rican and his comics. Then we went over to John's Comics with Kids at 6:45. And then at 7, we went to Tony, Old Wolf 65. From Tony, we went over to Comic Chop News, aka Dan. Then we went over to Brandon, aka ComixKings. Man, this list, got to make sure I'm like saying the right times, right, everything. And then closing it out here. So if you guys are just catching the replay, or just catching the end of this, appreciate you guys doing the whole Tag Team Thursday stuff with me. It's a lot of fun. I did want to make an announcement that this Saturday I have my Comic Collector Origins starting at 2 o'clock, as always, on this channel here. And my special guest is going to be Lucy, aka Mama Comic. So she is over on Instagram. I'm sure many of you have seen her. I know she's has been a guest on other YouTube channels as well. And so I'm looking forward to having her on as my guest this week. So Comic Collector Origins, 2 o'clock. It's all about the origin stories of the community, members of the community. So it's a lot of fun. Go check it out or catch the replay if you're not free on Saturday. And then also Saturday night at 5 o'clock Eastern time, I will be live over on Instagram with my friends from Anything and Everything X2 over at on Instagram. We're going to do an IG live. So they're actually going to be interviewing me a little bit, and we're just going to kind of be talking back and forth just in general about the community. And yeah, I'm going to share a little bit about my story, my background, and things like that. So if you guys are on Instagram, follow me over on No Good Comics. And like I said, that will be at 5 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. So 2 o'clock show here on YouTube, 5 o'clock show over on Instagram. Got a lot of stuff going back and forth. So definitely trying to keep it busy, keep it going, put out more content for you guys. Steve, what's going on, Steve? Good to see you, man. We're just wrapping up here. So again, thank you all for hanging out with all of us all evening here, Tag Team Thursday. Make sure you sub up everybody in the description below and go catch the replays if you missed them. And appreciate all you guys hanging out. Yeah, see you guys next week, and hopefully catch you on Saturday. Till then, have a good weekend.